this world, but I'm in it. Here to show and grow, secure and safe, for our grace and faith. God is our creator and maker, and a savior that's true. I am a faithful servant in John 14,
Hey.
26.
I told you so.
I'm not of this world, but I'm in it.
On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, we observe the Tweaker warrior, valiantly battling non-existent Tweaker demons that exist only in his imagination. Notice the style, wild swings, perfect footwork, and an unmatched commitment to absolutely nothing. Experts warn, if you see this in the wild, turn around and leave quietly. The Tweaker warrior remains undefeated, mostly because nothing showed up. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, researchers stumble upon a rare and highly unstable Tweaker nest, carefully constructed from tarps, fencing, stolen items, and what appears to be a ceremonial kiddie pool. The resident Tweaker, alerted by sudden movement above, emerges from the nest in a defensive posture, confused, mildly offended, and clearly protective of his habitat. Experts advise that if you ever encounter a Tweaker nest in the wild, remain calm, avoid sudden movements, and try not to disturb the environment. Please be respectful to the Tweaker and their nest. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, researchers document a rare winter malfunction after a Tweaker accidentally drops her Tweaker supplies in the snow. What follows is a full-body recovery attempt, rolling, thrashing, and aggressively searching the frozen terrain like a deranged snow angel while emitting loud, unexplained screeching believed to be a distress call. Experts confirm this behavior is triggered by panic and cold weather. Recovery remains unlikely. The Tweaker will continue searching until hypothermia or confidence sets in. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, researchers spot a Tweaker posted up at a public fountain where locals throw coins and make wishes. The subject, known to experts as Loose Change Larry, has rebranded the tradition into a personal revenue stream. As soon as a coin hits the water, it's intercepted. Armed with tools and confidence, he guards the fountain. Tongue out, eyes locked, he waits patiently for the next wish to be instantly denied. Experts confirm the fountain is broke, the wishes are gone, and Larry is somehow up 37 cents. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, researchers stumble upon a rare concrete jungle pizza party. The kitchen, tarps and blowtorches for ovens. The female Tweakers are seen preparing their famous pie, Tweakeroni pizza, but the celebration is briefly interrupted. One male specimen spots the research drone overhead, conducts a swift tactical hand check inside the shorts, and deploys the universal signal of diplomacy, the middle finger. The concrete jungle pizza party continues. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, researchers document a male Tweaker attempting parkour. The jump is attempted. The jump fails. The shoulder takes the blame. The Tweaker, pretending nothing happened, leaps onto a light pole, believing confidence is a substitute for strength. Gravity intervenes. A slide down the pole is followed by a backflip attempt. Unsuccessful, but oddly ambitious. Now enraged, the Tweaker removes his shirt and attacks the pole, which remains completely unbothered. Defeated, the Tweaker stomps off, convinced the pole won. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, researchers surveying a remote Tweaker compound are immediately met with a rare defensive behavior known as the mooning display, believed to establish territorial dominance. Moments later, the Alpha Tweaker locks eyes with the drone and issues a universal warning signal. Experts advise retreat. The species is clearly hostile. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, researchers observe a lone Tweaker performing what appears to be an ancient fire ritual behind a row of commercial dumpsters. Unafraid of the flames, the species repeatedly walks directly through the fire, possibly asserting dominance. or simply forgetting it's there. After several ceremonial passes, the tweaker attempts fire control by dragging it away with a cardboard box. Experts confirm this does absolutely nothing. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, someone really messed up. Researchers arrive at a family carnival and are horrified to discover the ride operator is working while visibly operating on pure chemical motivation. This is the merry-go-round. Eyes bugged, jaw clenched, arms locked straight. The specimen aggressively launches the ride like he's fighting it for dominance. Witnesses confirm the ride is full of children. Researchers agree. Those kids just aged about 10 years in 25 seconds. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, researchers spot a sewer tweaker exiting her nest, proving once again that the underground economy is absolutely thriving. After a cautious surface inspection and a brief confusion about what year it is, the creature realizes civilization requires responsibilities and immediately retreats back into the sewer. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, instead of getting a job, this specimen has chosen to pursue a full-time career in Crack Ops 7. Researchers believe this tweaker hasn't showered in over 4 years. He has set up a complete gaming station on bare concrete by stealing electric. Experts warn, if you see this tweaker in the wild, keep moving. He's already unemployed and still rage-quitting. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, researchers discover a fearless specimen bathing in a public fountain after generously seasoning it with bleach and dish soap. Believing he's either laundry or a stubborn grease stain, the tweaker fully commits to the soak. Unbothered by traffic or the chemical warfare he just created, experts confirm this is less of a bath and more of a factory reset. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, researchers have discovered what appears to be an urban raccoon thriving inside a commercial dumpster. But look closer. This is no raccoon. Observe the specimen as he forages aggressively, tossing debris, sampling unknown materials, and defending his territory. Some experts believe this dumpster serves as the tweaker's nest, possibly even his birthplace. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, researchers have gotten too close to the elusive Tweakosaurus rex. Scissors between the toes confirm this specimen came prepared. As the distance closes, the study becomes a retreat. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, a lone tweaker patrols the strip mall at 1:12 a.m., conducting perimeter surveillance. Field research escalates. The specimen reaches into the rear storage compartment, initiating a personal scratch and sniff analysis of the butt crack biome. Findings potent, no lab, no peer review, just independent research, and just like that, the study ends with a victory dance in an empty parking lot. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, atop a small grassy mound stands the alpha female, taller, steady, clearly in charge. Her male mate lingers nearby, operating on pure adrenaline. A wandering male approaches. Instantly, the resident mate jumps off the hill and drops into a deep squat. Knees bent, arms tense. Full dominance mode activated. It does not work. So the alpha steps in, closing the gap, staring him down with calm, towering intensity. The challenger retreats. Just when the camera crew thinks it's over, the male does one last leg stretch, and then it begins. The leg wiggling ritual. He unleashes a chaotic run/skip combo, legs wiggling purely from insecurity. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, on the roadside, a lone male performs with unapologetic confidence, twerking fiercely, hips snapping in rapid rhythm, hands flailing like a conductor of chaos. Notably, he is completely barefoot, toes gripping the asphalt as if claiming it as his stage. This bizarre display may act as a potential mating call, a broadcast of stamina, audacity, and total disregard for footwear norms. For now, the barefoot twerker rules the roadside,